Hello, you absolute lovelies, and welcome to the December episode of KoiCast. It is the holidays. I don't know about Jake, but I'm about as tired as a person gets. We are getting into the end of the year, and we wanted to make sure we got some sweet KoiCast in before we all just have a nice big hibernating sleep. If you're new to the show, I'm a Bostonian who loves comic books, pop culture, and rest. I'm joined, as
No, you
always.
don't.
I love it, but it hates me. It's elusive. It's like my
You have
mistress.
a complicated relationship.
We do.
With,
We're like
with rest.
Yeah, Jake has showed me over the years how important rest and not overdoing it is. And every year I listen a little bit more, but not enough. How are you this week, Jake?
I'm doing great. It's super fun to be here, to be back. We're gonna just do a lot of apologizing, I think, in the current era of KoiCast.
This one wasn't me.
Because, no. It's just because I do feel like it's gotten so infrequent that every time it's like, we're back.
It's
and it's
never
like, we're never back.
Scheduled
We're back.
program. We're back.
But listen, this is the nature of the show right now. Coy and I are both super busy, but it's all good busy. And any chance we get to hang out with you, the KoiCast listeners, is a good time. Speaking of hanging out with you, shout out to those joining us via the super exclusive patron-only live stream. If you would like to get the notification, generally last minute, and join us live for these shows as we record them, then you can do so only at patreon.com/KoiCast. Looks like we got some familiar faces. We got a real podcast, Detective McCarsell, and Darth Vader in the chat. Darth says that he's leaving, but he sent a voicemail, so we'll probably get to that later. Happy holidays to all of you.
Michael McCarsell changed his name to his title. Now he's a detective.
Detective McCarsell.
He's gotten promoted.
Oh, wow. Is he going to become commissioner?
He's a Nightwing guy. I was confused that he went detective at all, but I guess, he learned enough from
Detective
Batman.
Comics.
Yeah, but Nightwing's not he's not detective-y.
I mean,
He's got more of a swashbuckling, vagabond vibe to me.
Vagabond?
Yeah, he seems like a mystery.
Not vagabond, but vagabond? Like
Shit.
Vadad and
Is this
Vadad?
not? Is this
Vadad
one of
and
those?
Vadad all over
Is
again.
it vagabond?
Vagabond.
Vagabond?
Listen. I know very minimal Shakespeare. I know a lot about Shakespeare.
Sure.
Enough to where I produce a podcast about Shakespeare authorship.
I was going to say that is on the channel.
But when it comes to the material, what sort of vagabonds are this?
Oh, vagabond does sound right when that
I
sentence-
did Richard III. That's the oration to his army. And I feel like that's how I pronounce it, and I would have got yelled at.
All right. I'll go. I'm incorrect on this one. Vagabond.
Vagabond.
Man, it all sounds fake. Anyway, Nightwing is a great character full of many hijinks, and I don't think it was a detective, but good to see everybody in the chat. We had a lot of things happen in November. Since we recorded, there is a merger underway. There is a giant casting for the Batman 2, which kind of alludes to potentially a few villains that could be interesting. We also, in the past weeks, we're gearing up for the biggest trailer season of the year because Avatar is going to be the big old movie. So there's a lot of trailers gearing up for that. So, figured we'd all catch up on some news, do some hotline calls, and hang.
It's a very eventful holiday season, not just in personal lives, but in the world of pop culture. It's a bit overwhelming. I'm feeling we've talked a bit about like the movie Burnout.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't need to talk to you about it but that's your own fault. It's
am
become your
burnout.
job though. Like
every
you're
facet.
you're not the most people, but I have rescinded into my cave of physical media, and even more so than I have in recent months, where like literally I've been buying so many like Blu-rays, and I'm trying to convince Alexandra to just go completely streamerless in 2026.
Oh, wow.
To see
Hell
how
yeah.
long we can last. It
I
might only last like February. But I'm thinking like
everything.
Listen, our next month we're going to do
so excited for
our
that.
annual letterbox, but like the watch list for the letterbox is so long. And the amount, what are you doing?
I found us. I was off. I want to read the chat, but I had to find us again.
Oh, well,
Hello, everyone. That was you 2 seconds ago.
But yeah, they what was I trying to get at? Oh yeah. The list is so long. There's no shortage of shit to watch.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of stuff in the closet in our physical
But
media.
if you don't need to be up on the new stuff, then
yeah, and here's the thing is maybe being up on the new stuff just forces us to go to the theater more.
which is good.
If like we want to see it, I don't know. There's definitely a few occasions where it's like we didn't get to see Roofman, and it's like we just saw that was on fucking Paramount or wherever. It's like, all right, great, we'll watch that this weekend. And so that is nice, but also we're part of the problem.
That's how we lose it all, Jake. That's how it ends. I was I did the opposite. I got rid of all my streaming so that I had no interest in watching it at home. So I would watch only movies I already had at home, and then went to the theater.
Right.
So it pushed me out the door in a different way. So kind of what you're saying, I went that version, and then I got back on them for coverage of, like, I hadn't had Netflix since February. So I was off it until Stranger Things.
That was a while.
So I think I did 7 months no Netflix. I haven't had Disney Plus since the Kimmel shit. I have HBO Max because I have a show on HBO. So like I feel
for now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe I'll have a Netflix show.
We'll talk about that in a little while.
So yeah, to do like QCing of my own show, I have a streamer, one of the big ones. But I think there was a while I only had Apple and HBO because those are the two that I personally find myself using.
Yeah, HBO for us is kind of a no-brainer because it comes with our phones.
Yeah.
So we don't actually pay for HBO.
So therefore.
That's just sort of like a bonus. I mean, we do pay for it. We pay for it in our phone service.
But I like HBO probably the most. Like and then Apple is the most consistent, but it's like one show at a time. Whereas HBO, I tend to find more volume.
Sure. It's also HBO has the catalog of back HBO that I use probably more often than other things for old HBO shows. Like I'm much more inclined to randomly put on Mr. Show or, the Larry Sanders Show or Curb or like one of these.
Static does a lot, man. That static sound is so many shows.
Yeah. But I'm more likely to put on that stuff than I think most of the stuff that's on, a Netflix or even an Apple. Because Apple's always like the new thing. But
I'm with you. Like that's been my thing, and that's why I was only on 90% of this year. I had 2 streamers, which is like
that's a little.
That's compared to the way the world is. So like this whole merger has been really interesting because it made me realize like I don't use Netflix, and if Netflix is successful in this Warner Brothers acquisition, not only does that put it in a different context of like theatrical, which is my biggest like proponent of like that's my church, but like I don't know what becomes of HBO. Like I don't know if they keep it separate.
You know what? Listen, I said we'll mention it earlier. Let's just dive into it.
That's our headline.
In the unlikely chance that somebody listening isn't familiar with what's happening, because this is only like 2 days old at this point. Netflix, despite the fact that Paramount for weeks has been sort of the assumed front runner to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery, which is just bad news because Paramount's just evil at this point. Like they're literally a Saudi owned company for the most part. Like it is only a matter of time before Paramount becomes like state television.
And they're already bragging about changing the news.
Yes.
Like they're coming out and saying, we're going to do this when this happens.
Yeah. So CBS is pretty soon just, if you think Fox is bad.
Yeah.
But anyways, then out of nowhere, what's the number? How many billion?
82.
82.
Once you're past $1 billion,
the fuck are we even doing?
It's not even money.
The fuck are we even doing?
It's imagination.
Yeah, but yeah, so 80 some odd $1 billion offer comes out of nowhere from Netflix, and that seems to now be the thing that is going to be secured to the point where Netflix even sent a mass email out that was like, "Hey, don't worry, everybody, we're buying this shit. It's happening."
And Ted Sarandos is like, "The deal's already done. I was expecting this."
Yeah, but he said
he was expecting the thing you're about to say.
But then Paramount, in a last ditch effort, ups the ante and makes some crazy fucking cash deal or something. I don't know. They're like going under the table. They're like, hey, I'll throw in the window tinting without any. I don't know what they're offering.
What you can offer on top of billions of dollars.
So there is a possibility that HBO Discovery is still going to Paramount. Which also, by the way, like these are all bad. Like this is bad.
Yeah,
massive, multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerates and creative umbrellas are bad for everything.
And I was
gonna say, if you think the quality of materials has been diminished or it's become quantity over quality over the past 20 years, you ain't seen nothing yet until 2 companies own literally everything.
And there's so few studios left as is, and we've seen the difference. My only devil's advocate has been the Predator and Alien stuff coming out of Disney shows that if they care about the IP, they're really gonna like throw money behind it. But
sure,
that's for now. Like that's the fact that I can think of one positive makes me feel hollow.
And it's also sad to think that like right now Disney's doing it right. Like
you're right,
but they're still like when Disney bought Marvel and bought Fox, like when
Yeah.
Disney did all this stuff
And
years
Disney
ago.
Plus really hurt the Marvel brand to a place that I don't know if we'll
Right.
ever fully understand the scope of.
No.
I don't get as excited.
I disagree. I think we do already understand the scope
I don't
because
think we
we're
can
not as
quantify it.
excited.
But like,
Yeah.
on a financial and business side, I don't think we'll ever be able to put a dollar amount on how much making that much quantity hurt the quality of a brand.
Right.
Because Marvel was the brand 7 years ago, like
Right.
the brand, and it is the comic company that I have the deepest affection for the lore of. I love DC, I always have, but DC was in a position where like I didn't feel safe in the fandom to discuss it, so it pushed me even deeper into Marvel.
Right.
And then that's when Marvel was killing it, and then
Well, yeah, you're also, that's the era. You and I are both Marvel kids, and it is also like there for sort of, I guess, our heyday. I would say Marvel was the more accessible company,
100%.
and they were and so I think that's why like it was easier for us to be like.
But right now,
that's for
DC
the
is
flag.
like
Yeah,
the
right.
comics are better.
Yeah.
The consistency
Yeah.
of film and TV is better.
You know why?
It's show run by individuals that are
It's
creative,
not-
not a
not-
giant conglomerate.
Not a lot of not as many suits involved.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still quite a. Listen, all of these companies are big giant evil corporations, but
But I will say, I can speak from experience, I have never, and this sounds like I'm just excited about my job, I have never worked with a company that is as creatively driven as what DC Studios is. And they are separate by nature from what Warner Brothers is doing. Like,
Right.
they don't have, like, James and Peter have a different relationship with Zaslav than any other
Right.
studio/studio head. And I don't know the ins and outs because that's not my job. But I
Right.
do know that the choices and swings they're getting to make don't feel like suits. Like,
Right.
Clayface coming after Supergirl, coming after Superman is insane.
well, and this is something that I've, as an artist myself, I've talked about with other fellow creatives, with writers, directors, actors. Like, it's just like, it's about trusting that the art comes first,
Mm-hmm.
and that like, oh, the best investment you can make is in the thing that's going to be the most unique and that's going to garnish the most attention. And I think the formulaic washing down of genre over the years has been because we're not going to spend money on this unless it's a sure thing. We talked about this with the $200 million advertising for fucking Flash or whatever it
Yeah.
was, where it's like we're putting all these money into the wrong things. So to have literally anybody go like, yeah, you know what, we'll pay for that. That sounds like we'll take that risk.
Yeah.
Even
There's
though
less
even
and
though
less risk because you have the infinite
Right.
growth mindset. You have the
But
stockholder mindset.
it's also just, it's the opposite. Like, I think the bigger risk is putting out the same fucking thing over and over again.
But people
like,
keep showing up for it. Like,
well, yeah, you're
that's
right.
what worries me is
we're
like,
stupid. Humans are dumb.
the
We're dumb.
consumer is some of the problem. Like, we have to
Right.
accept
No,
at the end of the day,
100%.
like, and I think that's what's killing the movie theater more than all of the tweets this week about like $27 movie tickets and $50 popcorn.
Oh my God. The same thread over and over and over
Some
again.
of it I think is bots. I
Oh,
honestly
100%.
think
But
that
it's not just bots. Okay, now you're going to get me on a whole other fucking tangent.
I got a tinfoil
Old
hat
man
theory.
yells at cloud.
I got one too.
Well, no, for me, it's not bots. It's that it's people that see a post getting engagement and then
And-
they just copy and paste it.
and
And
then
it's
bots
because
tweets.
they want engagement.
But I think
Yeah,
it's
sure.
honestly people. I this is tinfoil hat. I think big streamers do have bots that say
I agree.
like that.
I
I
agree.
think is they're ending an industry before our eyes. I feel
yeah.
like I was driving over here and I was thinking about what we were talking about in this episode. I genuinely think we're watching the same thing we saw with Napster with the film industry. But now it's even more advanced because we have bots, we have social media, we have all the things to accelerate the rage in it. And then these companies acting in bad faith actually can weaponize stupidity in a way
Right.
that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do? Write letters to Napster? Like, that wasn't the era. Whereas now we are not only more aware of it, but laziness is so much easier to radicalize. Like, you can literally, you have the smartest brains in the history of human society that are in business and attention commodification mindsets,
Right.
working
Right.
for these things to rob you of your attention and time. Like, we don't live in a financial economy anymore. We live in an attention economy, and everyone working at Google and Facebook and X and TikTok, their jobs are to be the smartest about robbing you, and it's working.
It's
So-
it's solely about manipulation.
Right.
The
It's-
job isn't art. It's manipulation.
Exactly. And that's why I think there are people
Fucking
that are
cruel.
anti-theater that are working in bad faith to a scale we've never seen.
Right, of course.
And so I'm having a hard time
Also,
because
Sorry to interrupt, but really
Yeah, yeah.
quickly. The other thing too is that movie ticket prices are actually less expensive than they were 30 years ago.
They've also not kept up with inflation.
When you account for inflation.
To scale movie theaters, they're not even close.
No.
And hey, spoiler alert, don't buy the popcorn. Like, if you don't want to spend...
Which, by the way, we were never allowed to do when I was a kid anyway. So shit was always too expensive.
I couldn't afford popcorn and drinks at the movies because that's how movie theaters stayed open since the 80s. So it's not a new, but right now it's being weaponized.
Yeah, it's also, like I said, it's not true. It's like the fundamental fact that things are so expensive is that, like, that's the one thing that's not, it literally did not keep up with inflation.
I can see 16 movies for $28 in LA.
Right. Yeah, AMC,
I can see 16 movies, $2 a movie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people are fucking dumb.
We literally all have $2 theater access.
Yeah.
You just have to drive an hour for a $2 theater.
Really quick from the chat, Matt Krugman says, "What's up? What's up, Matt Krugman? I've never seen your name before." But
I know this gentleman from the online.
Detective Carsile, Michael McCarsile. Now that I'm remembering who that is, thank you to you, Clay. All of the shitty options, Netflix feels the least shitty. I'd rather it not happen at all, but it's happening. The whole deal with this, Matt Krugman, the whole deal with the studios has been the wildest episode of Succession ever. Real podcast. Yeah, from my perspective, as far as my knowledge, Netflix is the lesser evil here, which is messed up. And then also he says, heck, DC just bought the Vertigo label back for next year. A bunch of new creatives.
Dude, the Vertigo stuff's going to be incredible. And I can also, again, this is the rare time I can speak from inside the house. Jim Lee is the most aggressively anti-AI dude, to the point where when he made that speech at Comic-Con, he was confused that people were coming over to thank him because he was like,
know why.
yeah, this is
He's like,
how
you must think I'm
be.
somebody else.
No, he just was like, why would anyone think otherwise? And like every single interaction I've ever had with Jim Lee, like literally 100% of interactions, I have been more inspired by the integrity of that man as an artist.
Yeah.
And that's insane because I've been a fan of his since I was born. You don't usually get to know someone 30 years into being a fan and be like, wait, are you the coolest again?
Yeah, obviously I haven't crossed paths with him as much as you, but I've met him a handful of times, and in all instances, he's got like wish I was that guy syndrome.
Dude, it's incredible.
Where it's also just like it's I always think of this saying that I really love because I think it's super important, and it's sort of a thing I try to come back to, and that is disposition is more important than position. And I feel
love
like
that, dude.
I feel like he's one of those dudes who like you never see him. He doesn't seem like listen, we you're in the comics industry. We throw a rock and hit some bitter old dude.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Jim, let me give you a perspective on Jim, and this is a name drop version of it, so I apologize. I've gotten better over the years of KoiCast, but you guys know from the beginning. I haven't even had to apologize about name dropping.
No, you haven't apologized. Doesn't mean you haven't had to apologize.
So Jim, my buddy Jim Lee. Jim Lee is the kind of guy who I literally we're close enough. I invited him to the wedding.
Right.
And I hadn't seen him since I invited him. And I asked him if he thought he could make it just because I didn't want to pressure. I was doing the hey, no pressure. Sure. I just, you and I are newly friends, blah, blah, blah. So I was at a panel with him and we were talking and I mentioned the thing and he went, I'm so sorry I didn't respond. My daughter has a recital that week. We're trying to reschedule.
Knew it.
He literally stopped, apologized, and made a family introduce me to his kid as a way of going I'm so bad I didn't text you back. And I was like, you're running DC Comics and you're worried about my emotions because a wedding means a lot to me.
Yeah,
that's the opposite of AI in every way.
Sure.
Jim is the man who goes.
He's got he's like mama raised him right trademark.
100%.
You know what I mean? That kind of vibe.
And the guy that goes, why would anyone thank me for speaking out against AI?
Right.
Why would people be like, of course I'm bringing back Vertigo because I care about artists and writers.
Right.
All the things that we go, well, duh, he's actually doing.
Which, by the way, on the AI thing, I know that we're jumping all over the place, but this is there's a hot button topic here. Netflix is very pro AI.
Paramount is too.
Oh well, all I know is that Netflix is literally toying with the
training off of the IP.
And so it's so let's play our hypotheticals then. Let's play this fun game. I was just playing this with Scott over on Pro Wrestling Palskis this week because this also affects wrestling in an odd way, and that is because HBO Discovery has a deal with AEW.
Interesting.
And Netflix has a deal with WWE. So if Netflix does buy
AEW, WWE can be a thing?
Does AEW get nixed? Because I'm sure WWE's you can't have another wrestling company on your streaming service. I'm sure there's some things written in. It
wouldn't be a merger.
Or what happens. Oh, yeah, because those are two distinctly owned, separate. TKO owns one. So
but some wrestlers can cross over.
Oh, not contractual. Once their contracts are over.
Hasn't Ryan done both?
You're thinking of TNA. and
Oh,
WWE.
which Ryan is a part of.
Yes,
he's done both.
and again, sometimes contracts and then they'll show up in another place,
Right.
but not when someone's on those two companies don't play nice.
Right.
Those are the two big
Bloods and Crips, they're not going to be
they-
part of both.
those are the two don't play nice right
Understood.
now. So, anyways, we were just having the same conversation of like, what's the hypothetical? So let's say Netflix comes out the victor.
Mhm.
We already see that Netflix is like they give two fucks about theatrical windows. The fact that Frankenstein
Have you seen it?
didn't, yes, of course,
Holy shit.
fucking
Cannot wait to talk about it with you.
The fact that we should really get Alexandra on for that.
Patron
She's-
only pod. Tune in.
She's the pro. But anyways, the fact that didn't just have a 3-month theatrical run, like I don't like to jump on the Netflix makes shitty movies bandwagon because I think everybody makes shitty movies. Netflix makes more low budget
They have
bad
higher
movies.
volume, so therefore you
Yeah.
notice it more.
Because they've also made some fucking amazing. Some of my favorite movies the past few years have been Netflix originals.
And here and there, there's an Ozark. Like there
of
are,
course,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I
His
just
Three
want to
Daughters, that movie that I've told you about that I
Yeah.
absolutely love.
just want to give the flowers in
Sure,
addition
sure.
to the.
But the point I'm trying to get at, is then like if the company that owns fucking DC movies, or like, DC, the new DCU
yeah.
that owns whatever the shit that's going on with like Potter movies in the future, if that ever becomes a thing after the show,
yeah.
I don't know. But like that, those are just two. There's so many like franchises, so many IPs, there's so many.
Matrix, Lethal
It's
Weapon.
also, and it's things that like you don't, which Lethal Weapon, there might be coming back, which I'm like, come on, not without Dick Donner. What are we doing?
Apparently, Dick Donner finished the script with Mel with the intention of Mel to direct it, and Mel wants to do it in his honor, and that was the plan.
All right.
So, and I saw an interview with Dick, and I was like, I actually believe this.
Mel is problematic enough. I also think we should do it with Dick, but without Mel, personally. But anyways,
The ghost of AI, Dick Donner, not Riggs.
No. It's just that character died in the past 20 years. Okay,
I'm not watching. He's the Lethal Weapon.
He's a fucking anti-Semitic weapon.
I still watch Mel Gibson movies because
I know because you love Donald Trump just as much as he does.
Everyone's a piece of shit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Differently a piece of shit.
Thank you, sir. Anyways, I'm surprised he wasn't there getting a fucking Kennedy Center honor. Catherine Dawson for hi guys, hi. Thanks for joining us, Catherine. So, anyways, yeah. So let's say
Yeah.
the company that has all these IPs, now owns HBO Discovery.
Yes.
First piece of the puzzle: does HBO Max still exist?
I honestly think if they're smart about, if they're not doing it for ego, they know the power of that brand. And I also think theatrical lasts for another 5 to 10 years because the power of they are buying it for the prestige and the Oscar and all the things. So I think they want to ride that out for a while, but I'm not so ignorant as to think that it's forever.
Right.
I'm
there'll be an HBO Max tab on Netflix.
It'll be Hulu, Disney Plus.
Yep.
I think it'll be longer tail though. I think Hulu, Disney Plus only lasted 5 or 6 years because the pandemic and the strike and a lot of other things. I think HBO is a better name than Hulu because Hulu's new. I think HBO is a better name than Disney Plus because that's a dumb thing anyway. But like
HBO is a better name than Netflix as far as I'm concerned. Maybe not, but that's as far as
I think
our
it's
generation
prestige,
maybe
100%.
right. Yeah.
I think HBO has a stronger chance of surviving, and I think their theatrical division has a stronger chance of surviving than other fold-ins. I also think that they're smart businessmen, as much as I'm bothered by some of their choices, to know that they're doing this for the purpose of expanding, not just folding. Right. They're not acquiring this to make one big Netflix.
No, of course, yes.
And so,
and by the way, this is not new. We've seen companies acquire companies, and it stays separate because it's still too. What's happening is the umbrella company buys it, but HBO Max or HBO Discovery, whatever it's called, will still be a unique company under the umbrella.
Right. But my concern is licensing then is you don't have to pay anyone if you own it. So I do think theatrical windows are gone. Right. I think they're 14 days.
And they've already said that the current contracts only last until like 2027.
Yeah, like
so we have like a year.
226,
yeah.
So I honestly think the theatrical windows shrink. I also think that this is, again, I think consumer based. I don't think it's just them being like mustache twirling. I think that they're looking at data based off consumers who are showing them that is the future. And I think that I'm, as a consumer, I said this on Rejects when this came up, that I'm on the Titanic just trying to hear the music. I'm going to go to every single theater I can. I'm going to experience this. I think I'll be telling my kids about how great the movie theater was. And I'm going to try to enjoy it.
I'm the other side of that coin because we don't get to the theater as much as we want. I love the theater going experience. It's more about time and effort for us than anything. But I'm the other side of that coin that is physical media.
Right.
Because
Oh, buy stuff now.
I absolutely.
Real Podcast said they've said HBO Max would be staying. Yeah, but they also said Hulu would be staying.
Yes, right.
It's a timeline question. It's not a matter of. I understand that's the optics, but
Right.
I do think it's a timeline thing.
Also, Catherine says HBO Max doesn't exist in the UK. So it might be that the UK version might be on Netflix. Interesting.
Disney Plus had that with like Star or something.
Something weird,
Where
yeah.
I think that is going
Right.
to be a solution.
But yeah, so anyways, to get back to it, like, my disdain for streaming isn't just because of the degradation of the theatrical window, but it's because shit looks bad. Like, even fucking Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It was infuriating that for 3-minute windows at a chunk, all of a sudden the compression would just go fucking crazy because clearly the bitrate would drop. And it's just like, yes, I get it. You can stream a 4K resolution image,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean high bitrate. 4K is just the
What
size
appears
of the
on the
picture.
frame.
It doesn't mean that those pixels aren't compressed to shit and look like garbage. Speaking of wrestling, anybody who's a wrestling fan or a sports fan probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen a live performance on any streaming service where a bunch of shit happens at once, where there's confetti or a bunch of stuff on stage? It always looks like hot garbage.
Yeah.
It never looks crisp. It never looks clear. And the same thing goes for movies. Whenever there's a big, crazy explosion, whenever there's something like it, and it's because it doesn't matter how good your fucking internet service is. It's from the actual streaming. It's not just about like, oh, we get really good download speeds, so therefore our streaming is good. It's how quick is the server that Netflix runs, that's who the fuck knows how big, how quickly is that allowing you to access it?
Right.
And how far ahead is that buffer? Like, there's all these weird things that come into play that I'm so sick of. I cannot stand them. When we watched a Blu-ray the other night, and it like dawned on me how nice it was to be able to hit play and for the movie to just start.
Yeah,
and
dude.
for it to look the way it's supposed to look. I mean,
And
Jungle
stay.
Book. Alexander had never seen the John Favreau Jungle Book.
Cool.
And it's it's just so fucking impossibly good, which, by the way, everybody needs to buy the DVD or Blu-ray rather, and watch the behind the scenes. It's one of the best behind the scenes of any fucking movie ever. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm worried about what happens to the physical media. Thankfully, all of the big IPs, all of the stuff that Warner already has and owns, there's been so much made of it. They think it's going to be easy to find stuff used and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about not being able to get fucking Batman versus Superman. You know, like,
Yeah.
that shit's going to be in abundance forever. But it's more about the new stuff that's coming
Sure.
out. Because what's going to happen when?
I want Frankenstein in Blu-ray.
Yeah, same. I want it on fucking 4K.
100%.
Like, so yeah, like that is a massive concern of mine for Netflix taking over, because that's literally Netflix's competition
Right.
is physical media.
And they do occasionally put out physical media, but it's so few and far between.
I
I
was
don't see that lasting.
I was shocked to see in a article or in an interview rather with the Duffer Brothers, when people were talking about Stranger Things, like, oh, people think that we've gone back and we've changed stuff because there's little things that were like fun little breadcrumbs. And like, no, we didn't change anything. And if you're curious, go look at the Blu-rays. And I went, wait, what? Stranger Things?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it fucking existed.
Yeah, I have a Stranger Things season 1 VHS tape they put out, which was
I
really
remember.
cute.
I remember.
Yeah,
talking
so
about
like they do occasionally be cheeky. My thing with all of it, and again, this is a little more doom and gloom than I'm usually public about, but I don't know if any of these studios survives without the big tech company buying them anyway. And so
Yeah.
I think, again, this is the Titanic moment where I'm like, I am glad we're going to get some art before it's all over.
I guess.
AI slop McDonald's commercial notwithstanding, that just got pulled today, which makes me happy. I think as long as we stay aggressively anti-AI, as long as we can, as loud as we can still get a few more years.
You know, can I push back on that a little bit?
Please.
I disagree with your premise that the only way they survive is with the big conglomerate, because the big conglomerates aren't fucking hurting for money. Warner Bros. Discovery doesn't need to fucking sell. It's not hemorrhaging money.
They're like negative $80 billion.
Yeah. Do you want to know why? Because the fucking suits, the people at the top,
making $5 billion a year in bonuses. No,
What we
I
need.
don't disagree.
What we need is more fucking regulation on massive fucking corporations. And we need to increase fucking tax windows to a point where people stop they can save money by making more things.
But I'm talking about realistically in our world.
I know, but
we
what I'm
live in
getting
a
at-
business. Like, this is a business.
I
this
know,
country.
but it's
So,
one of those
like,
things where, listen, if other countries over in Europe can see a financial benefit to the 4-day work week.
Mhm.
That is the world we live in. It's really just a matter of people of this is capitalism. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's the irony.
Yeah.
Is that like my whole anti-capitalist fucking flag in the sand, which is prominent as I get older. The irony is that, like, I do think there is a way that everybody could be making more money
Sure.
if like we would just sort of like realize a thing. And I don't think it's unrealistic, because even the smaller versions, because even like, you know, again, these are still massive companies.
Sure.
And I think that they can all survive perfectly fine without a even more massive. Like, we don't need the megalodon to
I
come
see
eat
what
the
you're
shark.
saying. Yeah.
Jaws is big enough.
Jaws, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha,
Like,
yeah.
so I guess, yeah, that's my argument, is I don't think that they don't succeed or exist without the big ones. I think the problem is that too few people are making too much money.
Yeah.
And now we've brought in politics involved, because
Right.
now it's a matter of
State
who's
funding.
paying,
yeah.
who's in the pocket of the president, who's allowing for mergers, allowing for more people to make more money, who will then be taxed less on that income, who will then do favors on behalf of being taxed less. It's this fucking snake eating its tail of evilness.
Yeah. And honestly, the best thing that could have happened was potentially that. I never would have thought I'd say this, but that Marjorie Taylor Greene doing an interview on the Paramount Network, which allowed Trump to be like, "Oh, I'm not actually that close with these guys."
What are you doing? Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, what a!"
I can't believe they're allowing this.
Yeah, I was like, "What?"
Even the new ownership is just as bad as the old. Again,
But that's
though,
what's crazy.
it's
Like,
all
we're
about
having to talk
kissing the ring,
politics,
though.
but that's
I
what we're
know.
saying. We're having to talk politics when it comes to art,
Mhm.
and that is everyone that's always been like, "Oh, politics and your art." This is the other side of it: art and your politics. Like,
Yeah.
this is when everyone says like we lean too much into that sort of thing because we are informed. There's the other side where it affects all of it.
Right.
Either way, I'm concerned, but I am also very aware that I don't know. I love your idealism about there being that big of a zeitgeist shift. I hope I get to see it in my lifetime, but in the meantime, I want there to be as many movies as we can get,
Sure.
and I hope that this allows for that.
Well, all right. Let's fantasize. Let's hypothetical the other side. Paramount wins.
Mm-hmm.
Paramount gets this. Paramount's already, like you said, I know that they were already gotten pushback from the administration, but they're still a fucking Kushner
100%.
Saudi investment. Like, that's a bad business.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever got a chance to watch the rehearsal, but if they buy HBO, Nathan Fielder's fucked.
Yeah.
Because Nathan Fielder did a whole thing about Paramount being essentially fucking Nazis, and about, like, you know, the censorship that went into his program when it was on, you know, Comedy Central. And
Yeah.
like, there's this whole big thing about, he kind of really exposed them, and it's something he can do safely from HBO.
Yeah.
But in any case, like, let's say they buy it. Yes, Paramount is better about theatrical windows. They're better about theatrical production in general. But is that a trade-off for what will potentially be more politically motivated
Right.
material?
And they've made it very clear they want to focus on IP and almost extreme like that. That's it.
Right.
And so that worries me for
Not a lot of original shit.
right. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we get a Sinners. I don't think we
And
get
you know,
a-
not for nothing, Netflix has taken a way more risks.
100%.
Like we talked about, yeah.
Like, we don't get one battle after another under Paramount.
Right.
And that is a bigger concern than me not getting Clayface 6. Like, I
Right.
am very obviously, this is this show. Like, I care about IP, but I also need, like, my number one movie of the year was Superman because I loved it. But One Battle After Another took that spot, and that movie might not exist under Paramount.
Right.
And like, especially that movie's tone and subject matter, that's certainly not coming out of Paramount.
Yeah.
So I honestly, between the two, Netflix is you know, it's scary in a.
Yeah.
I feel like Netflix is a dangerous conversation around movie theaters, but I feel like Paramount's a dangerous conversation around society surviving.
Yes, and that's why if I have to pick a side, it's like he said earlier in the chat, Netflix is the lesser of the two evils for sure. But either way, it's bad for business.
I don't even know how to navigate the positives of Paramount because I don't know I don't have a lot of relationships with them.
Sure.
Like, I don't really know their goals. And everything I read about any of this has become such an echo chamber of hyperbole.
Right,
It's really hard to
right.
know what anyone's actually said.
Sure,
and
of course.
that's one of the goals is like,
Right.
there's so much false quotes and fakeness. I personally see more benefits in Netflix and see more hope. But again, that's so clouded by not having any firsthand contact at either of these mega conglomerates.
Right.
And
Yeah.
loving Warner Brothers and my
I mean,
relationship with them.
I was gonna say, not for nothing, like what happens to your
This
show?
affects
what
me
happens,
directly.
Yeah, what
Like,
happens to
this
your
is-
show in either instance?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I've had really good relationships with WB. I've had a really good relationship to DC Studios, obviously, and I really love that company. And they've been able to work independently because of the current Warner Brothers relationship. I assume because of how well Superman did, that would continue. But that is only an assumption. And honestly, I'm really struggling just like as a human with every single decision and artistic thing being so clouded by this business stuff.
Right.
Like it was bad enough 3 years ago. Now it feels like we literally, I'd had to bring up Major Taylor Green to talk about, like, I don't want this to be my life.
It's fucking absurd.
Yeah. So like as little influence as the greater world can have on art, the better.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's again, also just as an artist, I just feel it's just bad for business. And at the end of the day, like listen, my goal is, don't get me wrong. I'd love to, have some career in the industry in a place where I would be able to do something like a Marvel movie, but it's also not a goal of mine.
Sure.
And I don't know that my hopes and aspirations as a filmmaker are really even a concern at this point when it comes to this. I think I can approach this from solely that of a fan and that of somebody who is like interested in these things and is inspired by these things. And yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like it's just, I hope that there have been enough movies made now at this point where I could still watch movies for the rest of my life that I haven't seen up until this point, because I do worry that things are just going to get real, real bad and they're just going to get worse.
I don't have, it's funny because we've kind of switched there. I was nihilistic about the other stuff, not about the future of movie being actually made. I do think whether it's Paramount or Netflix, or I mean, maybe Hail Mary Universal comes back, but that'd be the, of the three, but of those situations, I do think these companies trying to acquire Warner Brothers are doing it to make more art with IP. It's how they handle that responsibility that worries me.
Right.
So I hope that this is a doom and gloom situation where I felt the same when Disney acquired Fox. I was in a panic,
right?
Because I love the X-Men movies. I love Alien. I love Predator.
Sure.
And I do think that has made Alien and Predator better.
Well, there was also that thing of
but Prey came out on streaming.
It was also unique at the time because Disney it felt like such a family company.
100%. I'm just looking back is so crazy because now it feels so corporate.
That I'm just like Disney owning like
Fight Club,
or I was even gonna go something less insane, but I was gonna be like even Simpsons. I felt like that didn't make sense. Like Disney owns Family Guy. What?
Marla's a Disney princess.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, like we realize since that acquisition, how corporate Disney is, I have way less comfort with Disney than I have with most other companies because I don't feel like they value the individuals that are supporting them. And I feel like it's very top down, like judgmental, not like we value our foundation.
Right.
And I didn't used to feel that way about Disney.
Right.
And I don't know if that's optics because the internet hates them. I don't know if that's optics because of Disney Plus.
Right.
I don't know if that's optics because I want to have a better relationship with them and there's like this trickiness because of WB. I don't know what it is, but I definitely don't find myself being as defensive of their art as I was 5 years ago.
Right. Yeah. There is also, we didn't talk about it. And again, I don't have sources because I'm not Adam Conover right now. Sorry. But I did see that theater tickets for the first time in years had an increase this year.
Oh, that makes me happy.
And there's speculation about people getting tired of the streaming situation.
God, that'd be great.
I don't think that it's the masses. I think it's a small amount. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if in pushback, the people who go to the theaters regularly have increased how much they're going, but the general public has not.
To actually vote with their wallets.
Right. And the general public has not or stayed the same. So that's why it feels like an increase, but it's not like a.
Gotta imagine
it's not
A-list is helping, right? Like I have to imagine things like more common subscription models that allows people to go more.
Yeah,
that has to help somewhere.
Yeah, and also like and again, this might be our LA bubble, but I definitely feel like there's been more re-releases.
Yeah, and those sell out like I went and saw Kill Bill, Whole Bloody Affair. Sold out.
You did that. Yeah, Alexandra and I. We've done, I don't know, we keep doing this constantly where we will watch a movie and then 2 days later we will see an ad that it's coming to theaters.
God damn it, we just watched it.
We did it with Pride and Prejudice. We did it with, was it Fantastic Mr. Fox? I mean, we've done it a few times.
Thanks for booking theaters for us.
And literally
by watching it
like 3 days ago, we watched Fellowship of the Ring. And then the next day she was like,
they're doing all
20th anniversary coming back to theaters.
Just stop now.
Well, no, because I'll just do both. Why not both?
That's true.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I like movies.
I love movies, and I'm hopeful that this is a temporary moment of like nihilism. I honestly, I've never been the guy that makes Titanic metaphors, and I've never been the guy that had so much doom. But I do think I'll look back in a few years and be like, well, it was bad, but it wasn't as bad.
You said I've never been the guy to make Titanic metaphors, but literally earlier today you made a Titanic.
That's what I'm saying. Today, this has caused that.
I get it.
I'm hoping it's temporary.
All right. Some of Gen Z is going more because they like the disconnecting, is what.
I'd like for them to disconnect more. Get off their phones in the
like
theater.
I'd like them to fucking connect more when I'm in line and they're the register of a store. God damn it, Gen Z. I can't deal with you guys. I literally can't do it.
If I had the power.
Open your mouth. Stop mumbling.
And stop with the vacant stares. It's creepy. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm judging a whole generation.
There was a whole conversation about physical media and people buying Blu-rays and 4Ks in our chat, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. I want to develop, if I was like a comic-y tech guy, a little EMP device that I bring, and it just takes out my theater's phones. Just press a button, and that's my power.
All right. I mean, not for nothing. I've had an idea for an asshole driver gun, and I've always wanted this. I want like an asshole driver gun. When you see them driving like an asshole, you just like point it at their gun, you shoot it, and what it does is that it very gradually slows their car to a stop, so they have enough time to pull over,
like not hurt.
And it just completely destroys it. Not destroys. It shuts down the engine, but it shuts down the engine for an hour and 35 minutes exactly. Okay, because think about how anything you have to do,
the rest of your day's fucked.
And you call AAA, they come. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just not working. And then an hour and 35 minutes later, it just starts again.
Maddening.
Maddening.
I'd like there to be two buttons. That is severe cases.
Yes,
I like the moderate case to be you press that button
right,
and their windows roll up and their audio gets cranked and it's polka. Because you'd go insane.
I don't mind a polka.
If I randomly got polka'd.
But what if it's Weird Al? You'll enjoy that.
Yeah, but I'm talking bad polka. I'm saying like the most
aggressive.
Shots
fired at polka
Yeah, I'm
music.
taking out polka. But I think there should be
like
scales.
That's like me with ranchero music.
Yeah, there's certain
like
music.
Certain ranchero music, I'm just like, and if it sucks because living in Southern California, a massive Hispanic population, Mexican population, and it's like specifically like you work like the people that pull up
doing construction, they're like doing their jobs.
Yeah. There's like a house next door that they're doing the roof, and it's just like the truck blasting, and it's mostly just the like very loose snare drum, just kung 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 kung.
All of polka for me. Every sound.
Well, there's some similarities. There's some crossovers,
and there's the energy level.
Polka is just white people's ranchero music. All right. We have a lot of stuff that we have to handle before we get out of here. One of the things we have to handle is doing some hotline calls. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. Hopefully this works. This first one, I believe, is from Jared from Louisiana.
Hello, Coy, producer Jake. This is Jared from Louisiana. I'm calling with a speculative question, if you will. Considering Doom is on the horizon via Doom and Secret Wars coming in the MCU, I'm curious, in a proper X-Men introduction to the MCU, who do you think would fare best against Doom considering the power players on the board? Those being White Vision, Century, the alleged unalived Wanda, Doctor Strange, the protagonist that survived Secret Invasion. Like, who do you think stands the best chance against Doom? You could even probably throw Franklin Richards in there if you choose to, but I'm curious on your thoughts. Whether it be both or either or, who do you think has the best chance against Doom in the upcoming, quote-unquote, no pun intended, Doom? Have a nice day. Stay sweaty.
Jared coming out with the sultry tones as always.
Been a while. Always awesome hearing from you, Jared. Okay, so if I understand the question, it's who of the current cast of characters
has the best chance?
I think this is. Are we talking one-on-one?
I think it's going to have to be a ton
because yeah, like the whole point is that there's a billion people right now.
Yeah,
there's 7,000 members of the MCU.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Franklin Richards is the answer.
Franklin is up and coming. Well, that's the story they're going to tell.
Yeah,
but right now he's just a baby.
Right. Well, I think there'll be a time jump.
I mean, I know. I hope there isn't, but I get it. I just love that era. I don't want to be 2026 or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want Heroes Reborn: The Return?
Also, he would be 70. He would be like, yeah, what's the math on that?
He's from another universe, so he's going to be
Oh, you're right. All right.
That's the whole reason they did that.
Shut your whore mouth. I mean, like Captain Marvel's still out there, isn't she? I don't
Yeah.
remember. It's been a while. I don't remember where people are. We have Eternals knocking about.
Yep. Silver Surfer. We have like
We've got-
celestial level abilities.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Obviously, Eros, Harry Styles is
we still have Thor knocking about,
and he's back.
running
We know.
around. Yeah, and running around with his daughter too. That's
Yeah.
fun. The two of them.
Yep. I know
Um,
you love the Void characters,
That's
like the all powerful
Yeah.
entities, and that definitely plays in that world.
I
think
there's
I
a- I think
hope
there's a
Reed
lot.
actually does something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, it's, I'm trying to think out of like what the comics have told us. I'm trying to think like, oh, like what the fun,
Where the movies are,
or just,
versus,
like a fun thing.
my theory is that originally it was going to be a Shang-Chi trilogy with Kang, and it was going to be Shang-Chi 1
Right,
into
right.
Kang into an Avengers movie.
Right.
And now, as in Kang an Avengers movie, but like that trilogy. But
Right.
then once the Kang stuff happened, now I think it's Fantastic Four.
Right.
As a trilogy.
Right,
Like
sure,
FF
sure.
is the
That-
first
that's
part,
the new Avengers
then Doomsday,
family, yes.
and then right into Secret
Right.
Wars. So I think the new lead of Secret Wars is Fantastic Four. I think it was originally going to be Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I think that's why we haven't
Shang-Chi-
seen him since, because
Shang-Chi
he had
is
to
the-
rewrite his whole fucking trilogy.
Yeah, but Shang-Chi, that's the biggest disappointment in the modern era of
Phase 4
MCU.
and 5.
It's not that it was bad, but that movie was so good that we didn't get a sooner proper follow-up that felt more like the phase 1. We're going
I
to
think
keep
his path got
Yeah.
the most convoluted by the Kang thing. And that's
Yeah.
what's so messy is like you wouldn't think that one-to-one.
That movie's so
But
good.
then when you look at what they changed, you're like, wait a
Right.
second. I also think him getting Spider-Man, Destin Daniel Cretton, is a testament to the fact that they're like, hey, we know you were going to do the biggest trilogy. We're sorry. Here's Spider-Man.
Right,
Like, there's
right.
so many business things that make me think it was that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, shit. Yeah, I don't know. And then there's just so many characters that were just like, oh, they're one and done. We've got Moon Knight knocking about. We've got
I also think there's
the
an element.
Ironhearts and
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
all the Young Avenger
TVs,
team.
yeah, all the youngs.
I think
youngins.
there's also an element of
Wiccan.
Wiccan. I mean, God, there's your power set.
Oh,
There's-
Wiccan.
and Witchcraft with Doom.
Wiccan
Good
and
call,
Doom.
good
That,
call.
I think that's my favorite. Oh, also just
Ironheart,
because
tech, and magic, though.
Yeah.
How Ironheart? Have you seen Ironheart?
not yet.
How
No.
Ironheart develops the combination,
Right.
I think is going to be integral.
That and I also I know that I think I would like the door to close because I think the story told was perfect and I don't need any more of them. But anytime there's a character as self-serious as Doom, I really want to see Rocket. With
Just
them,
undercut
I
that.
just want to see him be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
What is this? I also think it's interesting, and you might not have heard this announcement. It was like 2 days ago. They're re-releasing Endgame in September with a post-credit scene that ties into Doomsday. So Doomsday comes out in December next year. 3 months earlier, our first thing that's going to be canonically tying in comes out with a re-release of Endgame. So I'm wondering
That's-
how much they're going to just get rid of Phase 4 and 5 importance. Like they literally
Yeah, I
are
know
like,
that seems like it's like, hey, remember 10 years ago?
do you remember when you loved us?
Oof, ugh, that's rough. All right,
I hate to say it, but I
I
had to
think-
say the quiet part out loud.
I think we successfully answered that question, and the answer is Wiccan.
Obviously,
Thanks, Jared. All right, here's one last call here from Darth Vader.
Hello again, Coy and Jake. This is Doug from Pittsburgh, or Darth Vader on Discord. Since it looks like you're going to go live today, I don't think I'll be able to watch because I have to take my daughter shopping for Christmas gifts for her friends.
good man.
Anyway, I thought I'd send a question in. So, this past year, what was the favorite thing that you read? Not watched, but read. Either a comic book or a real book or whatever book. Thanks, guys, and have a great Christmas season. And I hope Netflix doesn't kill your job, Coy. Love you both. Bye.
Oh,
Darth
that was very
Vader.
sweet, as ever.
Thanks for that. Favorite thing you read this year,
Man, that's hard.
especially for comics for you. I read less. I mean, really,
200 a month. I got like 2,000
Ultimate
comics
Spidey.
mounting around here.
Ultimate Spidey, even though it's so brief, and I feel like I only read a couple chapters of a greater story, is up there. I mentioned this on the podcast months back, but this is Alexandra's cousin's book.
That's pretty cool.
Who passed away this past year, Don Misher, who's one of the most iconic live television producer and directors there is. He's directed countless Oscars. He's directed Olympic Games, the DNC, Obama's inauguration, and this is just filled with incredible stories of all of those events. This was outstanding. Also, speaking of Darth Vader, I thought this was the other book. The Murderbot book that he had sent for the app. I still haven't watched the Apple show. That was great. Also, a shout out to this fantastic play, Marjorie Prime, which apparently there's a movie of that I haven't watched yet. But it stars John Hamm and others who are astounding. Marjorie Prime. This is a really good, interesting thing about AI. Like the premise of Marjorie Prime is essentially like, okay, we live in a world where when people die, you can just sort of create like a visage of who they are.
Yeah.
But it's trained based on the data you give it.
Right.
So let's say that I died and you were like, oh, I miss Jake and I'm going to get a prime, which is what they're called, a prime of Jake.
Yeah.
What would you not tell me?
But then it would be you.
What would you not tell me? Because what if there was a trauma in our past? What if we had a big fight and you're like, well, we're not going to talk about that because then he doesn't know that.
Right.
And then what is that actual relationship and how much of this person is that person?
That's what trauma.
That's what the exploration is. It's really fucking good. Highly suggest that. And the last thing while you're still thinking that I want to say that I read that was super outstanding is my buddy Mike Bridenstine's newest book about the Kansas City Comedy Club. And it's one of the most infamous stand-up like communities ever. It's insane. The owners of the club are absolutely fucking insane. Mike Bridenstine is his name. Look up Kansas City Comedy. I think that's just what the book is called. I should know. I helped design the titling for it. But that just came out. I think you can get it wherever books are sold. But if you're a fan of comedy, and just like stories about insane parts of comedy history, 100% check out Kansas City Comedy.
I didn't read nearly as much as I wanted to this year. I wanted to read more books and did not, but that's because I'm reading so many comics and there's so much work I'm doing. So there's a few books on the agenda next year. Hopefully I can answer this question better next year, but comic-wise, I'm going to say Absolute Martian Manhunter is insanely good. It's only 6 issues and it blew my mind. The one that really hit me hard emotionally is there's 2 issues of Quick Stops Kevin Smith wrote. There's 4 total, but 2 out of those 4, one of them was a Shannon Doherty.
What are they? Is it a comic? Are they floppies?
Yeah. One of them is a Shannon Doherty 2-part story, and it's really beautiful because only Kevin has this blend of like tragedy and comedy that I think is so like it's so hard to even quantify. But he wrote the first of the 2 stories is the second time meeting Shannon in real life.
Got it.
And then the second story is the first scene she would have had in Mallrats 2.
Got it.
So it's a goodbye to Shannon Doherty with a past and future thing. And it's such a beautiful love letter to her.
Right.
And then he's got another one in this little anthology that is about death, a meditation on death from the perspective of Alan Rickman's Angel in Dogma.
From the Megatron?
Dude.
That's fun.
And they're both just so fucking like
beautiful.
post heart attack Kevin, where he's just pouring his soul into it.
I want to check those out.
They're both so good. So like those, as soon as you ask the question, those jump to mind, and I don't feel like they're getting enough love. So check them out.
I just picked up Clerks 3 on Blu-ray.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that call, Darth Vader. Hey, Coy, if people want to leave voicemails for us to eventually get
818-794-0722. That's 818-794-0722. Or you can send a voice memo to contact@koicast.com. You guys are the co-hosts. Send them in.
Thanks again to everybody who calls in and gives us messages. It's really fun to be able to talk not just with you during the live streams, but to you and hear your lovely voices. And yeah, we don't know what the schedule is. By this time of the year, we always try to plan something for Christmas, try to plan something, but right now everything is so up in the air. So just stay tuned, hang out, please stick with us. And whenever we get a chance to come and shoot the shit with you guys, we're going to, because it's absolutely a blast to do so.
And no matter what, within the month, we're going to be recording our Letterboxd episode, which I'm so excited.
Right, yeah. So we had to wait until January 1st officially, because then we actually have real stats. But
that's only 20 days away, Jake.
I know.
Like,
crazy.
It's like now.
It's almost that's now. We might as well just do it now. Because of the schedule, we never picked a November gift horse.
So
it's now December.
Yep.
Let's do it again. We did it in the summer. We're going to combine the two for a massive holiday gift horse giveaway.
Yes.
And by a way of making this gift horse as mega and awesome as possible, we are don't get used to this, guys. This isn't a regular thing. This is just special.
Just us flailing because of the timing.
We're opening up the holiday gift horse to our Maestro patrons as well.
Yes.
So it's
Look at
not
that
just
wheel.
not just our gift horses, but our Maestro as well. Everybody's name is in the wheel. The Wheel O Names, not a sponsor. I noticed they put an ad on the Wheel O Names. I was like, what's this shit? I don't want to ad on our thing, so I had to make it really little. Okay. What the hell are we doing if you're listening to this for the first time? Well, every month-ish, we pick a unpunchable gift horse of the month. That person gets their name and lights, an item of their choosing from the shop over at koicast.com. Again, name in the annals of history for all of time and non-punchable. And this time, non-punchable for the entire holiday season. So without further ado, Coy, let's go ahead and spin our Wheel O Names.
I love the visual because now it doesn't sound like we're just picking someone. We can show them the randomization. What do we got?
And the unpunchable gift horse of the holiday season is Mark Cole. Mark Cole.
New name to the... That's not a punchable. I believe that is a Maestro.
That is a Maestro. Mark Cole, congratulations on being the unpunchable gift horse of the month, Mark. Keep your eye on your emails to figure out how to get your championship victory winnings.
Yes.
Your unpunchable gifts.
Yes. For the holidays.
For the holidays. Yeah, the holiday season is upon us. Speaking of, hey, it's a great thing to get people for the holidays. Merchandise from Koicast.
That's
or
right.
Dragon Mag Radio. Also, if you want merchandise from Koicast for the holidays, put it on your lists. Tell folks you want to get something from the shop over at koicast.com or
Helps
from the
us
Dragon
out.
Wagon shop. We've got fantastic hoodies, we've got hats, we've got mugs, we've got phone cases. I'm slowly one by one working my way through the phone cases and adding in the new iPhones and the new Samsungs. Every year I have to do it, and it's a slog because there's 800 phones that we offer, phone cases we offer. But if there is one specifically that you're like, hey, I really want this, and I haven't gotten to it yet, send me an email and I'll do it immediately. Email at contact@koicast.com. Is that the address? I think
Yep.
it is, right? But yeah, check out stuff for the shop for the holidays. It is a great way to support the program. And if you're feeling a little gifty this season, you can find pinned in our Discord lists for Koi on Amazon.
Darth Vader asked us to update them. We need to.
Oh, that's very
keep
kind.
them
Yes,
fresh.
we'll update those. Also, if you're feeling rather gifty and you also like the idea of having an IMDb page and getting credits for something in a movie, well, head on over to dreammatesmovie.com. I'm doing fundraising, and I'm giving credits in exchange for some support for the independent film that I'm currently working on.
Having
You can
an
also
IMDb
see
feels pretty good.
You can also see the first few stills from Dreammates that are over on dreammatesmovie.com right now. We've recorded some music that I'm really
camera
excited
up,
to share. Koi's dad
First ever camera op, first ever dad in movie.
Koi's dad is in the movie. Koi's going to be in the movie at some point when we sort that out.
I like starting as a camera op.
But yeah, it's that season. So listen, we always try to say stuff. I think that usually I'm touting stuff for the network. Right now, network's doing pretty good. I think there's nothing really that we
Hell
necessarily
yeah.
need, even though the board broke and I had to replace it with a temporary board and I still need to get something new. I think that's a kick that can down the road a little bit longer situation. But listen, we hope that everybody is enjoying the holiday season. We got our tree up. Did you get your holiday decorations up in the new place yet?
No, and I literally
It's our first holiday in the new place.
The day we decided on that place, there's a tree area. Like there's two windows that face like this, and
Like,
I went,
that's perfect.
That's
That's
where
Christmas
the
tree
and I
spot.
have yet to put it up, and it's haunting me because I've been thinking about the tree going there since I moved in March.
Do you have?
It's been 9 months.
Do you have a fake tree or do you
Yeah,
have a real
it's
tree?
beautiful.
Okay.
It's a beautiful fake tree.
I mean,
it's big. It's like 8 feet,
You-
so it didn't fit in my apartment.
right? Oh yeah.
So it's the perfect, and I haven't had time.
Yeah,
Ugh,
that's a priority.
I need to.
Like you could do that one. Here's the thing. Do what we did because we get a real treat. Not to brag.
No,
but
this
we
guy
real treats.
actually look at him go.
It's better for the environment. But anyways, we got a real tree, and it's when you're working a busy holiday season, sometimes it's tough to be like, we gotta go do that thing. We want to do it.
Yeah.
But you also like it's the whole fucking point. You
And it
enjoy it.
makes
You're supposed to enjoy
so
it.
happy to walk by
So
it.
so what we did also with the real tree, the whole house just smells great. But you just one night we went and got it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't decorate it that night.
That you do
We just
tears,
got it.
Do tears.
Yeah. And then the next night
Might be what I have to do.
We did some and it's like it helps break it up, so it's not like, oh, we have to do this for 6 hours.
Today's
right
my fiance's only day off for the last 2 weeks, and she has the 15th off.
Also,
so I'm hoping I can do it on the 15th.
That's fair, but also not for nothing. Doesn't take that long to throw a real tree up, unless you just need to get it out of storage or something.
Set it all up.
It's just a matter of like clicking the 3 things together, and throwing it in the corner. It takes more time to like fluff it, but you can at least get it up. And then like throughout the day, walk by
and add a little,
give it some fluffs, or just like spread it out.
Yeah, my
no excuse. I'm telling you right now,
I need a tree.
You're gonna kick yourself in the ass if it's the week of Christmas and you still don't have your Christmas tree up.
I think 15th latest.
That kind of happened to us like last year. We got up way too late, and it was like we were like, "Fuck, we need to
do
get
it
up earlier
this week." Yeah. I need it. I need the joy.
Yeah. Plus, first new place. Come on.
I know, and it's and there's
Christmas.
a corner for it.
First Christmas,
and it's like fiance
first Christmas. Yeah, first Christmas as a fiance,
and first Christmas with an actual area for the tree, not just in the middle of my apartment.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Our spot is like the best spot possible, but the way our living room is set up, there's no perfect spot. See, I think where it is fine.
Is like not well set up for most things, but it's perfect for this. So it's like it's killing me.
It's like when the architect made the house.
Like, this could be a good spot for a Christmas tree.
First thing was we're going to build a spot for the Christmas tree, and then the rest of the house gets built around
next to a fireplace between 2 windows. It looks like a cart.
This is a no-brainer.
I need to do it.
All right. Is there anything else? I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
And appreciate your patience between episodes being so sporadic.
We're doing what we can. Again, please stick around. Please consider, maintaining your support even in some of the dark times. I don't mean darker emotionally, although that happens too.
That too.
But I mean, when we
can't get
we'll have the Patreon pods and stuff. But we're both doing stuff in a shitty world that does make us happy. So despite our complaining and bitching about being tired,
very, very
things are good.
Yeah, exactly. We get to make art. We get to celebrate art.
And so just know that the misery that you have not getting to hear our beautiful voices is good news for us. And we appreciate all the help you guys provide.
And now we're going to dive into a few patron pods, so check it out. If you're a patron, we're going to be diving into a bunch of art. Actually, had time to watch some stuff. So yeah, we're diving in. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you, as always, to Comic Books for existing. We'll see you soon.
Dragon Wagon.